Why won't you sign it?
Let me explain something to you about business, since, as usual, you're turning this into something about yourself. No contract means I have all the power. They want me, but they can't have me.
You're right.
Really is. I need to calm down. Who is he visiting? Is this Charles Whitmore?
Wake up, Charles.
Ooh. I'm about to give this man a knife. It's about to be a bloody birthday. Yeah.
Are you ready?
As of recording this video, it has come to my attention that my background, since the channel has been premiered with loss. I don't know why I said that like that, but deal with it. Yeah, so people have been telling me since the loss has come on the channel, that having this background, well, the one that I had before, was not a good idea, right? Because there's spoiler stuff on it. I was like, how is the background picture spoiler to anything? But anyways, I removed it. It's better now than later on or something, you know. So my instinct was to keep it, to be honest, because I was like, this ain't spoiling me into nothing, because I don't really pay attention to the background that much, or my background pictures that much. I'm very focused on what I'm doing during my intros, and it's not like I'm sitting down looking at a picture like you know what I'm saying. So I just choose a background that, you know what I'm saying, that has characters on it. Maybe some, you know, for the most part, a lot of times my background do have characters on them. So just so people understand what show I'm watching, right? So it's, I don't really pay attention to the background that much. I didn't think it was spoiling me in any way, because I wasn't sitting down like looking at the details of the picture or anything like that. So it is what it is. I changed it anyways because there was just way too many comments telling me take that background down, it's going to spoil you. So here we are. You know what I'm saying? We're in the middle of season 2, so I don't know how that's going to, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I was spoiled about it. I don't think I was spoiled about anything so far, but I'm guessing those comments are gonna keep coming in until they hit season 2. The middle of season 2, they're gonna realize, oh, that's when he changed it. I also gotta say, like, all of you guys that has decided to join the Patreon since Lost premiered on the channel, I really do appreciate y'all for coming over, showing some love however you see fit. Some people is already caught up to the show over on Patreon, where I'm at. Just thank you so much for doing that, for taking the time out and coming along and joining the journey. So gotten some good feedback since it has premiered on the channel, stuff like that. I really didn't know how big Lost was. I think that's what's the thing that's really surprising me with the comments since I've been putting it on the channel. I'm really surprised of how popular the show is, of how many people actually like the show. I'm really surprised by it, because I heard about Lost when it was airing, but as I said in the first episode, when I told you guys, it's like, you know, what's the situation, what was the situation back then, because it was like, I don't really understand. This show was, it was a hit, I know that much, but I didn't know that it had a cult following, just like how Prison Break surprised me that it had a cult following. So that was very surprising to me, to say the least. But anywho, we're going to jump in to this episode here of Lost, man. I'm loving the show. I'm loving this show. Last week, I did 5 episodes and dropped them on Patreon. I couldn't stop watching. Man. The first time that I actually watched that many episodes in a sitting, for Lost, because I usually do 3 episodes, but I couldn't stop watching because of the whole situation that was going on. Them, going to the other side, bringing one of my favorite actresses. Not that she's, one of the best actresses of all time. I just like seeing her on screen. You know what I'm saying? Michelle Rodriguez is a very beautiful woman. Love seeing her on screen. I'm also with a Latina, so you know what I'm saying. Anyways, we're gonna jump into the reaction, and I will see you guys at the end for the review.
Michael told me you pulled the bullet out with your bare hands. To show me how to do that sometime. You mean Kate? She's been watching over you for the past 24 hours straight. The only way I could get rid of her was to send her out to get some food for you.
I love her.
Really now? This love triangle needs to end one way or the other. She out here climbing tree, picking mangoes. A black horse?
Hey, girl. What are you doing here?
What is this?
Eat it.
All right, let's get you to bed.
Hey, just gave you a compliment.
Yeah, I heard you.
You are beautiful.
Good night.
He is probably one of the most complicated characters in the show. It's still going. Bro, what?
How about a beer?
Like to see some ID?
I'm 24, Mom.
You want to ride around on that death trap of yours without a helmet, I'm not going to help your cause by getting you drunk.
How's that wrist?
What, this? No, that shelf in the kitchen sticks out sometimes. Think I'd remember it was there, but I banged it.
Don't.
I made my bed, Catherine.
Well, your bed's gone, Ma.
What? What is this?
An insurance policy for the house.
What? I never...
I took it out in your name. Just remember that you were here and you didn't see me, okay?
Catherine, what did you do?
I took care of you, Ma.
I mean, I guess she wouldn't have reported
Catherine,
him. Or
what did
maybe
you
they
do?
have. When it comes on to domestic violence, like, it's such a very, like, touchy subject. It's such a it's a very touchy subject, right? And the way how I see it most of the time, it's like it should never come to stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Murder is murder, right? Murder is murder. You can't, there's no side conversation to be had about murder. Murder is murder. That's what it is. No matter if you're doing it for a just reason or, you know what I'm saying, or just a complete, just utterly intentional reason. You know what I'm saying? Just to kill someone because you want to kill someone. Murder is murder. So in this case, this is murder. So you might want to make the argument to say, oh, he's been abusing the mom and all of this other stuff. Like, all the excuses in the world not going to take away that she murdered her father. which, you know what I'm saying, at the very least, I was still giving her the benefit of the doubt that she did this, you know what I'm saying, like this was an accident. But it's, you know, I still thought it was an accident, even though as soon as she left, the house blew up. And she took out an insurance policy before. Now, there's no guarantee, because they also got to prove that that's an accident before the insurance gives out that money. Because, you know what I'm saying, I could take an insurance policy on my house, but at the same time, it's like if something happens to my house, barring natural disaster, right? Like my house just blew up out of nowhere a week after I took out an insurance policy on it. It's a little suspicious. You know what I'm saying? That's a little suspicious. So it's just, you know what I mean? So yeah, again, we're here with Kate again being bad. You know what I'm saying? And you could chalk it up to trauma and all kinds of stuff that you want to. She caused so many people to die. She is a train wreck of problems, bro. Like, let's just be honest about it. Train wreck of problems. The doctor guy,
I
or
was
high
actually
school
thinking that I
sweetheart, or
should
whatever.
stay and watch Sawyer.
I'll stay with him.
You should be there. I got it.
We'll be back in a couple hours.
Yep.
I'm gonna go to the funeral.
I don't think I'm gonna make it.
Well, that's understandable.
I love that. May she rest in peace.
When you wake up, you're gonna get a kick out of me feeding you like a baby. I saw a horse. Yeah. That's what happens when you don't sleep.
But there's a possibility that there is a horse on the island, though. Like, it's not so far-fetched.
Why did you kill me?
Why did you kill me?
Kate! Kate!
He was probably knocked out.
What happened? I don't know.
You said,
I don't know.
John, you missed the funeral.
Yeah, I was with Sawyer.
All right.
Do you think there are horses here?
What?
I think I saw a horse in the jungle.
Well, I heard monsters, but horses? No. Kate, where are you going?
Tallahassee. I spent a week in Tallahassee one night. It's all
That's the
strip
dude,
malls
the
and waffle
cop.
houses. What's a pretty girl like you gonna do down in Tallahassee?
I'm sure I'll
Pretty
find
sure
something.
that's him.
Bet you got family down there.
Dude,
Don't I know you? Don't run, Kate.
And you're under arrest for murder.
I didn't do anything.
Oh, yeah, you did. Your mama gave you up, Kate.
oh damn. I was saying that that's not what she was being chased for. So how did she escape custody? Well, I guess we'll see during this flashback. Because I was saying that maybe it wasn't that they were chasing her for. Maybe it's the doctor dude that got killed from her running away from the hospital. But probably that whole running situation, and she went back home and all that, maybe she's been on the run because of this, because she killed her father.
Hey, Locke. What's up with the blast doors? Blast doors?
Hey, Desmond, he didn't tell you about these, what they're for?
No. No, he didn't. But he did leave a movie.
A movie?
Yeah.
I would like to see it too. If you don't mind.
Is he okay?
Yes, Kate, he's fine.
I'm sorry.
Are you?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I am not as perfect as you. I'm sorry that I'm not as good.
Who the hell is accusing you of something?
Just forget it.
It's okay. It's okay.
What is going on? I mean,
Please,
she's...
crazy. It's just...
It's all right.
It is so hard. It is so hard to empathize with her character. It's very hard because of the things that she's done in her past. And the thing about it is this, right? It creates this weird dynamic. It creates this very weird dynamic for us, the audience, because it's like, should you feel sorry for Kate based on the things that she's done in her past? Now, yes, her father may have been abusive to her mom, you know, and all that, but did he deserve to get blown up in a house? No, I don't believe in stuff like that. I don't believe in taking matters into your own hands in situations like that. You get what I'm saying? In that's a very specific situation. That was her mom. You know, you report that stuff to the police, but then again, you in certain aspects you can't prove it, but you still don't do that. You don't do that. Murder is always going to be murder. You can't take a life. You know what I'm saying? Leave. And this is the thing. You heard what her mom says. She's made her bed. Right? Which I think is absolute baloney, that there's so many women in abusive relationships and they won't leave. Just leave, man. Just leave. You know what? And I know a lot of people is going to say, "Oh, it's not so easy for them to leave." Get the police involved, right? Get the police involved. You know, sometimes I know people's, restraining orders and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They don't work because it can be ignored. But getting a restraining order, when that order is broken by the other party, they can be arrested, right? They can be arrested. Now, I know that there are women who they're afraid to leave because they feel like if they try to leave, the person will find them and probably try to kill them or something like that. But I'll tell you this, the statistics when it comes on to domestic violence, a lot of times, what happens is, what the statistics say is that women are choosing to stay with these men because they think that it's love, right? But also the statistics, I want to talk about the statistics, right? When it comes on to domestic violence and stuff, in many, many cases, all of those excuses account for such a small percentage. It accounts for such a small percentage of, he might come and kill me. There's so many women that actually leave these relationships and they're fine. But you have the minority of them that stays because they're afraid. They're fearful of leaving. And I can totally understand that. But guess what? If you don't leave, you're going to end up in a situation like what this woman is in, right? And I'm not going to ever say that it's not right what he's doing, but it's also not right to kill him. You get what I'm trying to say? It's also not right to take the man's life. So you can't, two wrongs are never going to make a right. It's never going to make me see Kate as she did that for her mom, so it's okay. And that's the dilemma that we're in when it comes on to this dynamic, because it's like, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's hard to like her character like fully wholeheartedly, because all in all, you have to see that there's a mean streak in her. There's this part of her that's absolutely crazy, man. Oh, just like that? I don't know. I really I don't know if I should feel good about this because I've wanted these two to be together, but at the same time, it's like, and then she runs off into the jungle. I don't know. I don't understand this character, bro. I don't.
Really? All I heard was something about electromagnets and an incident. What about all the missing pieces?
Oh, you mean the splices? Yeah, it's just a frame here and there, I think. Nothing important.
That's what I'm saying. Like it just sounds like there's some things cut out of the video. Like it doesn't. It feels like a bunch of like jump cuts.
Just gotta wonder, why'd you kill him now? All right, yeah, don't tell me. You wouldn't want to incriminate yourself. That jury back in Iowa sure ain't gonna get hung up on premeditation. And a gas leak. Come on, it's amateur hour from top to bottom. White trash mom divorces dad, starts up with some guy who's a drinker. Maybe he knocks her around a little bit.
Oh,
so
it's
she
not her.
marries him because,
It's not even her dad.
That's what happens. And you get to lay there every night and listen to him doing your mom right there in your daddy's old bedroom. And even that wouldn't be so bad if he didn't beat her up all the time.
Dad is her stepdad.
And that don't
Well,
make a person want
not
to
really
kill somebody.
stepdad,
I don't
but
know what does.
it's a dude that was
But the question
boning
is,
her mom.
now, why now? He come knocking on your door late at night?
You never touched me.
Okay, so this man has been in a ton of accidents. So she's been seeing this horse. Yeah, that was.
If you don't mind, I will begin at the beginning. Long before Christ, the king of Judah was a man named Josiah. And so the people worshipped idols, false gods. And so the kingdom was in disarray.
True.
Josiah, since he was a good king, we must rebuild the temple. Give all of the gold to the workers so that this will be done. He had no gold. And when Josiah asked why this was, the secretary replied, "We found a book." Do you know this story?
No, afraid I don't.
The Book of Law. You may know it as the Old Testament, not with the gold, that Josiah rebuilt the temple. On the other side of the island, we found a place much like this.
You found the book of law?
And in this place,
Yeah, you did find the Bible, right?
I believe what's inside there will be of great value to you.
Why is he presenting the Bible like that? Oh, something was inside the Bible. Oh, damn. It's the missing film? Could have just told him he found the rest of the film.
Where's Jack?
I don't know. He didn't come back.
Has he said anything?
I can stay if you
No,
need
yeah,
to.
I can't.
Listen, I can also see why Kate is so traumatized to like probably be around men. You know what I'm saying? Because she doesn't have a great track record with men. She doesn't. So I can understand if she may be traumatized by certain things that happen.
Katie, the police and the U.S. Marshals are looking for you. You shouldn't
I've been
come
waiting
near
outside for 2 hours. They're not here.
Yeah, it's true.
Katie, what'd you come here for?
Why didn't you tell me, Dad? I was making a scrapbook. A surprise for your birthday. So I called one of your COs to get some pictures of you in uniform. Photos of you in Korea, up until 4 months before I was born.
Actual dad?
Why didn't you tell me that Wayne was my father?
Wayne? Ain't no damn way. So he's his
Why?
actual father. What? And it was revealed that.
I didn't tell you because I knew you'd kill him.
And she did.
You were 5 years old. I wanted to take you along with me. She wouldn't let me.
So why didn't you kill him?
Excuse me? Why should I kill?
Because I don't have murder in my heart.
So she's done this before? That's not her first, because if
I'm gonna
he's
have to
saying that
call
to
him.
her. Can see how much he loves her though.
Can you hear me?
Sawyer.
I'm probably crazy. But maybe you're in there. Somehow. And you asked me a question.
So you think that she's thinking that
You're asking
that's
why.
Wayne? Just
It wasn't because you drove my father away. Or because you beat her. It's because I hated that you were a part of me. And every time that I look at Sawyer, every time I feel something for him, I see you, Wayne.
That's about the sweetest thing I've ever heard. Bunk bed?
Yeah, you're in a bunk bed.
Think about it. Somebody made this film. Someone else cut this piece out. You're over there, I'm over here. And now, here's the missing piece right back where it belongs.
Don't mistake coincidence for fate.
that's a solid line right there.
Maybe it'll take me back inside.
What happened? Oh, he sees the horse. You just gonna let
that horse, Freckles?
Yeah, I do.
even that. Listen,
Sure
man.
you wanna-
Listen, man. I know you guys are gonna be like, why does he keep pausing? It's because for me, okay, for me, I would prefer to see Jack and Anna. I would like to see them together, but I don't think. I don't know how long she was on the show because, of course, I never watched Lost. But I feel like for some reason, why would they? This is the writer in me. Okay, this is the writer like screaming at me. Like, why would a writer do something like this when they already have a great storyline going with the whole third wheel situation with Jack right now? You know what I'm saying? I almost freaked out just now. I dropped the thing that I used to clean my glasses on my foot. It's weird because it's like I would love to see these two together because for some reason I like their dynamic better because, and I know exactly why. I know exactly why. It's not because I I of course I'm a huge fan of you know, her as an actress, Michelle, as well, you know, her beauty, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big fan of that. But at the same time, when it comes on to Kate, I'm a huge fan of her on that as well as a character. But she's so messed up. She's so damaged, if you will. You know, and Anna is like, she's a whole different type of damage. You know what I'm saying? So you can see that there's this weird thing going on with Jack as well as a character, which is like, for some reason, he just loves damaged women. He just gravitates towards damaged women, man. Like, you know, he's Mr. Fix-It, Mr. White Knight, and I just want to see him have some sort of normalcy again, even though they're stranded on an island. I just feel like he would have a little bit more sense of normalcy with her because she's not bringing that type of drama. You know what I'm saying? Kate is such a mysterious person. Like, you see all the trauma and the stuff that she's been through. They showing through the flashbacks, right? But at the same time, it's like every time you get to the place where you're like, okay, you know, Kate, she you know what I'm saying? You want to empathize with her character. It's like they go back into a flashback with her and show how terrible a person she used to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that overall her character can't be redeemed. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like there's so much about her character which is like she felt like she had to do a lot of those things and she didn't have to do a lot of those things. A lot of things happened because she was on the run, because she killed her actual dad. Right? There's no going around that. Now, you might feel sorry for her because of all the stuff that happened to her, but at the same time, it's like, come on, man. Come on. Stop it. But this is a relationship I want to see happen, and hopefully it does.
Waste that on me?
Figured you could use a drink.
Yeah, because nobody
I
has
could.
been really like...
You're gonna try to convince me that everyone here doesn't hate me?
coming from. Hello? This man thinks this man thinks he's communicating the DMs. Dad? Okay, I'm done with this show. I wonder if the title of the show, I wonder if it's a play on, you know, literally like, you know, like a dig at the audience. You know what I'm saying? It's like the whole entire premise of this thing is to make the audience themselves feel lost, not just the people in the show. You know what I'm saying? This is insane. This show is insane, bro. Like there's so much to consider. There's so much to talk about. You know what I'm saying? There's so much to talk about. And I know I pause a lot. And if you're not one to let me pause and talk, as I've always said to you guys, if you can't deal with it, hey, exit stage right, man. I'm pretty sure there's others that are watching the show that is in the style of reaction you want to see. But over here, I try to discuss things as they come into my mind. I try to discuss things, you know, sometimes even other than what's going on in the show, because sometimes, you know, for the most part, I try to talk from a writer's perspective. You know what I'm saying? As I've said before, I'm not no acclaimed writer or anything like that. I've just always admired the art. I've done it in the past. I've written, you know, plays and stuff like that has been performed, you know what I'm saying? So kind of had a little bit of insight into that. Not something that I pursued wholeheartedly, but from watching so many different things over the years, reading books and stuff like that, there's only so many storylines. There's only so many ways that you can actually write a story, you know what I'm saying? So when I come at something from a perspective like this, I need you guys to understand that sometimes the writers are trying to tell you something or teach you something, and you know what I'm saying, maybe you don't get it, and I'm just here to kind of try to explain it from my perspective and from what I understand of what they may be trying to do. You get what I'm saying? It might not even be that. They just be writing a show and it's whatever, but there's much to learn. I don't believe that I'm not going to say any. I believe that the majority of people that write stories, that write movies, that write TV shows, that write songs, that write all these things, they're always trying to teach you something. Whether it's bad influence or good influence is up to you to actually take that information and be like, okay, how can this benefit me in some way? I believe the art of telling stories, whether through music, whether through TV shows, whether through anime, whether through movies, I believe it's an art form that very much so, whether they're trying to push an agenda or whatever, they're still trying to teach you something. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that's where I try to come from when I watch the shows and stuff like that. Of course, I'm going to watch the show. I'm going to have a reaction to what's going on. But at the same time, I like to pause and say, hey, Kate is not a great person. No matter how you try to put it, no matter how you try to, she's not. She's not a great person, man. And, you know, at the end of the day, we're really all not good. You know what I'm saying? As human beings, we're just overall not good people. You get what I'm saying? I guess in the sense of, you know what I'm saying? In the sense of, okay, I'm not out here murdering people, or I'm not out here trying to do bad things to people. You can consider yourself good, but I don't think overall that we're good people. I think we have the affinity to, you know, do the worst things to people, sometimes even unknowingly. You get what I'm saying? So I think, you know what I mean, I really do believe in when it comes on to the Bible, when the Bible talks about men, you know what I'm saying, men being born with sin and iniquity in their hearts. The Bible straight up said that we're wicked, just wicked. You know what I'm saying? So it's just I believe that wholeheartedly, that we are like, that doesn't mean that we don't strive for perfection. We'll never be perfect, but we should strive towards, you know, doing good and stuff like that. It doesn't inherently make us good people, if you get what I'm saying. So with Kate's situation, it's extremely hard to sympathize with her, and I think from a woman's perspective, I think women will more sympathize with her situation a lot more, because a lot of times she was driven, you know what I'm saying, into these things happening. Her high school sweetheart getting killed in the car while she was trying to flee the hospital when she could go back to see her mom, you know what I'm saying, because her mom didn't have a lot of time to live and whatnot, you know what I'm saying. And it also begs the question as well, has she killed before that? Because what her father, the one that raised her, said to her was essentially that, because I don't have murder, you know what I'm saying, in my heart. You know what I'm saying? So I'm wondering if this is something that she probably attempted to do before. I don't know. Is she a sociopath? Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, if he already knew that she was going to kill him, and that's why he wanted to take her away, like, how do you know that about a child? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you know that about a child? He said, that's the reason why I wanted to take you away, because I knew you were going to kill him. right? So that's why I'm wondering if she's killed before. Also, she kissed Jack. Most of the time in heat of the moment situations like that where you're trying to comfort a woman, you might end up in that situation where they're trying to kiss you or whatever the situation is. I've been in that position before. It's weird. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's somebody that, you know, you had feelings about before. It's weird. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a very weird situation, especially when you know that that person is in a very vulnerable position. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're drunk. Maybe, you know, they're drunk because of something. You know what I'm saying? Because of something they're going through. Maybe they lost someone or something like that. And any guy out there that is taking advantage of women in those situations, you're scum. You need to stop. You're a scumbag. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? You're a scumbag. But do you deserve to go to jail for that? I don't think you deserve to go to jail for that, because I don't believe in the whole the thing about this is this: if you're not intoxicated, I'm not saying that men have the right to assault you in any way, but if you are intoxicated and something happens to you, as I said before, a lot of times people will say that, oh, you shouldn't bear any responsibility for that. No, you put yourself in that situation. You're amongst, you know, what do you call it? You're amongst a crowd, people that you may not know very well. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of reasons why I've never been drunk in my entire life. Not because, you know what I'm saying, I've been tipsy. You know what I'm saying? I've been tipsy. You know what I'm saying? But I've never been full on drunk, blackout. Never been drunk, like slurring my words or anything like that. I've been tipsy where, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm impaired because I was drinking too much. I don't know. Maybe I just hold my liquor very well. And I've never been in this situation because I know how vulnerable you are in those situations. You get what I'm saying? I know how vulnerable you can be. So I've never, like, I just cut myself off when I feel like I'm getting too, you know, chatty or whatever the situation is. I just stop. Some people, because they want to drown their sorrows in alcohol, they just keep going. And for all of you people out there that is out there just going drunk, you probably even watch my channel too. And I'll tell you this: if you are impaired or under the influence, as they call it, right, and something happens to you, you have to bear some of that responsibility, men or women, right? You have to bear some of that responsibility. You can't just say I could do whatever I want, and then when something happens to you, when you're obviously not in control of your own self because you are under the influence, right? Then you get up and say, "Oh, that person hurt me." Yes, they did, and nobody's saying that they didn't, right? Nobody's saying that they didn't if they actually did, right? But you have to bear some of that responsibility because you put yourself in that situation. You did. You can't just get up and just blame everybody else except yourself. Everybody want to be free to do whatever they want to do, but guess what? The world and life doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. And I hate to go off on a tangent and talk about these other things, but the life of Kate really does show you how things can just spiral out of control because you did one thing that you thought that was right. She knew what she was doing, but she thought she was doing the right thing to save her mom. But her mom is the one that's supposed to bear that responsibility for loving an abuser, or for claiming she can't leave an abuser. You get what I'm saying? She has to bear that responsibility for the rest of her life. If so, you can't get up and now be her savior. I understand that as a child, you might not like the fact that your parent is getting abused, but if you talk to them and it's like they're okay with it, what am I going to do? I'm gonna kill the dude that's hurting? Come on, man. Like, if that was a situation, that was my mom, and I go to my mom and be like, Why aren't you leaving this dude? Right? Why aren't you leaving this dude? And she's like, she's made her bed and she's gonna stay in the abuse. I'm out. I'm not going to kill the guy, because at the end of the day, if I'm witnessing that as a man, of course I'm going to step in and say, stop hitting my mom. Or he's, you know what I'm saying, we gonna fight. We gonna fight, period, if that's happening in front of me. But if I talk to my mom and it's like, why aren't you leaving this dude? I love him. I made my bed. You know, it is what it is. I'm out. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, I could bury you when he kills you. If that's how far it goes. Because at the end of the day, yeah, I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna cry. But you have to bear that responsibility. Is on you. That's your choice, and you choose to stay there. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? So I hate to you know what I'm saying, talk about this, because a lot of times when I talk about this stuff, you guys don't know, my videos get demonetized because I talk about this stuff, because it's but I don't care. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't care. YouTube can try to censor this stuff all they want, but at the end of the day, you got to understand that people have different ideas than you. Maybe even some people on this platform as well that has heard me speak, heard me talk about this stuff, because this is what I'm saying when I say I pause to talk, because I want to bring these issues to the forefront, that some of the times the writers might be trying to teach you something. You get what I'm saying? They're not trying to tell you should murder, you know what I'm saying? You should murder somebody that's abusing your parent. That's not what they're trying to teach you. You get what I'm saying? So drawing from that and drawing parallels to real life is what I try to do as much as possible in my reactions, because I feel like I've talked about this extensively on streams and stuff like that, about what I try to do with my reactions is try to at least give you guys some value that you can take with you and go through, you know, life, whatnot. So because I do the same thing when I watch shows, I try to take from it what I will and add something of value to my life based on the characters in the show. You get what I'm saying? Of course, you're gonna root for some, you're not gonna like some. It's whatever the situation is, because that's all based on your beliefs, right? But people are going to disagree with me. People are gonna agree with me. I could give you guys a perfect example. People did not agree with me. I think it was House of the Dragon episode 4. I think it was episode 4 when, you know, I talked about some stuff and people just didn't agree with my stance on it. People was like, oh, you're blind, you don't see stuff and all this other stuff. I don't care. I said what I said, because people try to pass off blame a lot of times on certain things and play the victim. No, you got to bear some responsibility for putting yourself in some situations, man. You can't just say, oh, it's his fault or it's her fault. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't play that kind of game. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work, because in the long run, it's not good for your psyche either. You get what I'm saying? And you can see the down spiral of Kate as well. You can see that she's unraveling right now. So with the whole situation with the horse, I don't even know. I don't even know. I'm just gonna keep watching to see what happens, because this show is absolutely insane, and I'm loving it, because it's teaching me a lot, and it's teaching you guys a lot. I don't know if you guys got the same thing from watching the show. It's talking about the scenarios that they present by, you know, trying to explain these characters and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys have the same thing. Maybe you don't, maybe you do. I don't know. But in any case, I'm out. See you guys next time, man. This has been crazy. I don't know what's going on with Michael typing in. They just said, yo, don't use the computer for anything other than typing in those numbers. And now Michael is out here having a full-on DM conversation with God knows who. You know what I'm saying? And you know, seems like he's talking to his son, which is weird. I can't put a finger on this show to say, okay, this is what it's about, because there's so many mysteries surrounding this island right now, and all I want to see is them surviving. All I want to see them do is get rescued, but we're not going to get there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we got damn near 4 more seasons to go, so it's weird. You know what I'm saying? It's weird just watching these characters unravel and, you know, building relationships and all this other stuff. And I think as we go along, I'm gonna have a lot more to say about the scenarios and the stuff that they show about these characters' lives before they ended up on the island, because, you know, right now Jack seems to be like the purest of all of them. You know what I'm saying? He seems to be the purest of all of them. Didn't really do anything to, at least they haven't shown anything, you know what I'm saying, that make me feel different about him. Like he's the best character in terms of just character traits, you know what I'm saying? Like he's a dude that I would love to sit down with, you know, chill, kick it, you know what I'm saying, just have a conversation with. Like Jack is that type of dude. Charlie, not so much. He's a drug addict. He's former drug addict, let me correct myself. He's, you know what I'm saying. So there are characters that, you know, resonate with me a lot, but I think Jack more mirrors the type of person that I am. Very empathetic. I mean, he is a doctor, and he was, you know, kind of trying to change and all this other stuff. So it's weird. Just overall, Michael is another character as well that I feel like when it comes on to Michael, how I feel about his character is very strange. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's like he's a father. You know what I'm saying? Like he is a father, like not to be messed with. Mess with my kid, I'll go to the ends of the earth to find my kid, which I would hope that every father is like that on planet Earth, but that's not the case, right? Wish every father would fight for their kid like that, but that's just not the case. But you also got to be wise doing it. I also feel like he got a bad end of the deal. I feel like when it comes on to the whole situation with him and his wife, his, you know what I'm saying, ex-wife, whatnot, the way how that relationship went, he got the bad end of the deal. And, you know, he had to give up his kid because, well, he didn't have to. He chose to give up the kid because he's like, oh, this is better off for him, whatnot. He didn't want to. He was still fighting. You know what I'm saying? So respect out to Michael. I think Michael, you know, now that I'm talking about it, I feel like Michael is a very, like, him and Jack is like my favorite characters in the show. Just because of their character traits. Sawyer decides to make himself hated, and he doesn't have to. You get what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't have to. He chooses to make his he choose to make himself hated, right? Because he feels like he's done bad things, right? So the situation where we know he actually killed the guy, but it was the wrong dude. He killed the wrong dude. He was set up, killed the wrong dude that he thought that was the scammer that's scammed his family and caused his father to kill his mom and himself. And it's just, he's just got, you know what I'm saying? And as I said, he's a sweet guy. He's a sweet guy. And it is what I talked about. I think it was the last episode I talked about. It was like, he's a sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? But he chooses to put on this persona for some dumb reason. You know what I'm saying? Because he wants to embody that, because he doesn't want to probably not be taken advantage of. So he makes himself hard to like, but with those moments when he has those other moments where you just like, you know, you're a pretty cool guy, dude. I just don't understand why you gotta just purposely irritate people so they don't like you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy. So yeah, man. I know I'm talking for a long time on this review, but I just wanted to touch on a few different topics and a few different characters before I move on to the next episode here. So yeah, most of this is probably going to get cut out of the actual review anyways. But for those of you guys that are on Patreon, You get the long-winded, the long-winded review. Okay. So in any case, thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all, man. You know what it is. If you don't like it, fast forward through it. I'll see you guys next time, man. Peace.